Welcome back to From 9 to Mom.
Where we discuss balancing the 9 to 5 hustle with the beautiful chaos that we call motherhood.
And this week, I feel like our brains aren't even working. It just took us 2 tries to even do our introduction to this podcast. So I think we're going to have to label this podcast Mom Meltdowns.
Yes, that's exactly what it's a mom meltdown. It's happening.
It's not even that we're both in like the midst of a meltdown. It's just like there's so many things going on in my brain that I cannot compute anything. My lists aren't helping. I have Excel spreadsheets for things that I'm just not keeping up on. And it's just all over the place.
No, like for you to say that you have stuff that you are not keeping up on. I have a written, like you said, written to-do sheet. I've got the app. I got the gift app online. And then, okay, I'm just going to complain for one moment with multiple children in different schools. There is an app for everything, and there's 77 communication methods. I feel like, at work before you streamline your company communications where you're like, I have an email, I have a text message, I have this. Like, that's what it feels like right now. I've got Class Dojo, Seesaw, Remind, and every day is a unique opportunity. Today, just alone, Daisy's school had Snowman Day. So you have to dress like a snowman. Cool. You have preparations. We have a holiday concert tomorrow for her. So, and they're giving gifts. So I had to, and I missed it. I'm not going to lie. She needed a stocking and gifts. I was so focused on the angel tree gifts for both schools that I forgot about that. So then I had to get gifts at midnight last night. I'm watching Silo with my husband wrapping Play-Doh and cookie cutters to my friend from Daisy. Then I lay out their clothes. Colton has a field trip. He has to wear Kingstown Elementary. He has to bring a special lunch because he can't bring his regular. I'm just like, I can't keep up.
We're maxed out.
It's maxed, but I'm not having a meltdown in the moment. Like you said, it's just like on the verge at any given moment.
Yeah. And it's honestly, this came up in a work conversation, but like Thanksgiving being the last week of November really just stuck it to us because you had to jump out of that. Like November seemed so much longer than it usually does because usually we have that one more week and then you can get into the holiday spirit. And like it was like, no, like boom, you had Thanksgiving, get your elves out because it's time on Sunday and ready to go.
Bingo's back, baby. But I know there's some parents out there with a lot of opinions on these.
I can't believe the amount of negative feedback we are getting about these damn elves. So here I think it's like an innocent, can't wait to do it. It's going to be a cute tradition. You all hate elves out there. Maybe it's just our followers. I don't know. I do think we also have parents of younger kids, like under 3, that yes, it's not appropriate yet for an elf. They have no idea what the hell it is. But you all with some older kids really hate this guy.
Some of my friends really don't like him.
And I didn't even know that my my sister and my brother-in-law are like anti-elf. And I'm like, I didn't realize how aggressive people were about the hatred.
Yeah, I didn't either until I started talking about it. And to be honest, I am the parent who said, I'm never going to do that. And then I end up doing it, but like
that's
aggressively.
Everyone. Yeah.
Because I got, Bingo came to me as a gift from Santa, another Santa.
Yeah, we should really preface the rest of this conversation again is not appropriate.
With kids, it's just not with kids because we don't want to,
I hope you're not listening to this with kids. Like hopefully if you listen to us, this is your like 5 seconds to be away.
Of freedom. Get a Starbucks and just chill. But like, which we know is not happening. Anyways, but like it was gifted and we've talked about this before where I was like, I'm not going to do it, but now I have to do it. The kids love this thing. And that's the mistake we've made, right? Because the people who are like, and I know you have some stories and it's so funny because we won't say names, but one of the people, Katie and I were talking about this as the response were coming in. And I said the name of one of my friends who's like, I will, no way, not a chance.
Just don't.
Just don't do it.
For elves was don't get
just don't. And Katie's like, was it this person? I'm like, yes. And it's so smart because if you don't do it, they don't know what it's like parents, right?
Well, yeah. But then it's like, okay, so when they get school age, if everyone else has an elf, do I want my kid to not have an elf? Why doesn't Santa like him to bring an elf to our house?
Well, that's a constant battle, right? But then also Santa ends up either like waking up with a panic attack because did Bingo do his job, or like you're up late at night trying to sneak around like Bingo. When did Bingo become a one parent responsibility also?
I'm not going to lie. Ryan's moved ours every night.
I'm like, Jordan, can you do this? And then he goes to bed and I'm like, you forgot Bingo. And it's such a point of contention. It's like a murderous thing. Like, it's like, I'm going to kill you if you don't remember.
The other thing too is like, so I'm at the stage, which this is the first year I've done Elf on the Shelf. He just came to our house as a present. Freddie is in the house, and I'm not doing like cutesy things for him because Jack just understands, like, we read the book and we still have to repeat every night, like, okay, Freddie's gonna go back to the North Pole and then he'll be back in the morning, and like, you got to go to bed so that he can go to the North Pole and talk to Santa. So like Jack gets that. So like adding extras yet is not, maybe next year.
Yeah, it's not necessary. But I'll tell you,
it has to be higher than me. Like, it has to be out of Kelvin's reach.
Well, that's what Daisy. So now it's like Colton's getting annoyed because he's like, he loves, I mean, this kid loves bingo. He sits, I'll catch him. Bingo, will you tell Santa?
Does he tell him? What's he telling me once? Have you been listening to what he says?
Yeah, kids are so fun. The thing that he really, really wants, he doesn't even like the Ninja Turtles, okay? But there is this Squishmallow Ninja Turtle that is on one side eating pizza, on the other side like smiling. He really wants that. He's written a note to Santa and he's talked to the elf. And he also wants Pokemon cards. So like but he also just tells him stuff like, it's going to be my birthday. And can you tell Santa to come to my part? Like, he's having full blown conversations. Can you tell Daisy not to touch you? Like, because if she touches you, bingo. Like, so now there's the anxiety, like you said, of bingo has to be safe, right? Because the magic of Christmas, the glove, guys, if you don't have the glove, get the magic glove. It's the only way to live.
Year we'll be able to do that.
Thank God. Like yesterday or 2 days ago, Bingo was taking a bath. Like he said, I wanted to be extra sweet for you, so I took an M&M bath because I had nothing to do. I didn't know what to do with them. We had a bag of M&Ms. I was like, great. Put him in the M&Ms. He's chilling. He's up on the counter. Cute. Daisy goes to grab him. The M&Ms. Thank God Colton wasn't here. I'm peeing with the door open. Typical, right? Because you can't, we don't even get to pee alone.
No.
She starts spilling the M&Ms onto the ground, and I start yelling, like slow motion, no, everywhere. She's sobbing because I yelled at her. Like, it was just, this has been a fun thing.
It's only day 5.
It's day 5. And the kids, like, are great. Like, they're great, but I couldn't, like, the other day there was one, like, where he's on a swing of a toilet paper. I couldn't figure it out. Jordan couldn't figure it out. We quit. Jordan threw him in a
I will say, so I've been seeing a lot, because I've been looking for like easy ideas of things, because we're just like, I'm at the point where he's hanging up on the curtain rod, he's on the ceiling fan, he's in a sock, like nothing crazy. Because I was gonna do a kit, but I've seen all these people doing the hacks of like, go to the dollar store and get all the Barbie accessories from the dollar store, and use that stuff for it. I don't know price wise what would be easier, but yeah, I think that'll be next year. We'll have to do like the glove, and I'll get creative with it. But I also saw somebody that I can understand why people might get aggressively like against it. Like, it does alter the kids a lot. Like, you can use it very aggressively.
And that was what my friend, like, that's kind of what like one of my friends was saying.
Back to like, oh, Freddie's gonna see you do that, and then they're like, oh no, and like, it's a good tool for 3 weeks here, and I could see how it goes bad. But like, this TikTok that I saw was the kids, like, the elf was on the thing, and he was like all wrapped up in band-aids, and the mom put a note and was like, I'm not going to do anything else fun until I can't go anywhere or be fun until your bedrooms and stuff are clean. And this poor little boy just starts crying, like, he's hurt, he had band-aids, like, it went completely wrong.
Oh, the wrong way.
She was like trying to use it to get them to clean their rooms, and like, it went so wrong.
Yeah, and that's like, it's like a mental, like, there is, I'm reading we always reading my books or whatever, and this one book about discipline and their brains and stuff, and it's like, we could really screw these kids up. We talk about like our trauma all the time. It's like, the elf really could mess with your brain. Like, think about like those moments in your life, like, of fear and anxiety. Like, it's a great way to get your kids to behave, like you said. But then what do you do after those 3 weeks, right? A, and then B, like, they're traumatized for life. Like, they're looking over their shoulder thinking this, we're messing our kids up just like our parents messed us.
I mean, there's always something, right? I mean, with all of it. I will say I had an interesting conversation with work people this week, and we were talking about like how old this all lasts with the kids.
Oh, right? I was on the call too. Yeah.
So like, how long does it really last? Because there's some people that we work with that have some older kids, and I'm thinking Ryan teaches 5th grade, and he's like, it's half and half. Like, like middle school's everyone gets it now, but it's really half and half by 5th grade. So like, that's also sad for me to think about. Like, that's not even 10 years away.
No, and that's where, like, we're talking right now about like the melt. Like, I feel so much overwhelm right now with everything that needs to be done and the balancing act, and then we're supposed to be running a full-time job. It's the end of the fiscal year. We've got stuff
Everyone
that we need to get
wrap
done.
stuff
Every
up.
business, like it's our business, other people's businesses. I mean, we work with thousands of, it's nonstop. And then you're trying to juggle all this stuff. And I feel like you get wrapped up in it, and I don't want to not enjoy it because like you said, like you get probably 8 to 10. Colton turned 6 this week. I mean, 6 years old, which we have to talk about adding something to the list. This freaking rock. I'm going to talk about the rock in a second because unreal. Like, but he turned 6, and this kid's like innocence is going to be gone before I know it. So you're like, you know what? If I have to move the damn elf every night, we're doing the advent calendar with the books. Like I wrapped the book, and that has been such a huge hit, guys. Like screw real advent calendars. They love this, except we reread a book once and he was not thrilled.
And he realized.
Because he realized
what I did was I stole I didn't put out all of our like Christmas books. I hid them all downstairs.
That's what I didn't
even wrap them. I've just been bringing one up every night and we read it. The way that my kids are obsessed with advent calendars, even Cal at 18 months is so freaking excited about this. So my poor mom, I sent her on a wild goose chase to find the Little People Aldi advent calendar.
You got it, didn't you?
And she found 2 of them. And I said, I'll take both of them because like anybody that has kids is close in age.
I want one. Yeah.
I'm buying 2 of everything at this point. Like I might as well have had twins. And I like the sharing is not something that we are going to be capable of in the next 3 to 6 months. So I was like, I'm going to take 2. And then my mom's like, I have to give Mateo one, or my nephew. I got to give him one. And I go, you're right. Like, give them one. We'll have one. And she got Jack a Paw Patrol one.
Well, I think that as long as it's not working, not good.
Every morning. We have to do it. We look for Freddie, and then we open our advent calendars because we look at night. Like
that's how we do. It's exactly what we do. Colton freaks out. He looks for bingo. Then he goes and gets, because he wanted the kid. I think this was a $2.99 purchase. Usually I buy like I was about to buy I bought the Lego one year, the Pokemon one. He wanted the Kinder, like Kinder chocolate.
Do the chocolate ones if you can keep it on that. Yeah.
And one of my best friends has an old school, it's super cool, advent calendar, and she just fills it with candy every year.
Oh, like they do. Target was selling those where you can just fill up your own. That's super definitely cool. A better way to go. Like, don't buy these one. Like,
because then you get
try to
like
cut
little
these out
things.
After this year.
You get little things all over the place.
Little Paw Patrollers like this
I
big
had a Paw Patrol
all over
one
my
year.
House.
Everywhere, and they were so cute because it was like all snow themed and stuff. But
it's so cute. This is the same. We got it last year too, so it's like the new version for this year. So now I've got like 18 of these. Cal will come with one in his cheek, like he's got it in his mouth. I'm like, you're gonna joke.
What am I doing? What are we doing? But the book thing, because it's so nice. I think we both saw TikTok. We talked about this at one point. Yes. So I laid mine all out and I let Colton and Daisy pick one. We unwrap it and then we read it. And I just think that that's like a nice little tradition because it's right before bath time. They enjoy doing it. It calms them down.
Yeah.
But like, that's like a nice thing. So I'm just trying to like lean in to the spirit of Christmas. But if you saw my home right now, like I had a tree that wasn't decorated for 4 days. I have boxes of Christmas shit strewn everywhere. Like I feel like I can't finish anything, but like this is the first year where both kids are engaged in it. But also I just feel like with Colton being in kindergarten, like that's where new things start to happen. So the rock. So Colton turned 6. Yep. So in the middle of this, Colton has his birthday December 1st. Daisy has her birthday January 1st. I have to plan 2 birthday parties, Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving. Like me and Jordan should have thought about the baby making situation. Like, what were we thinking? And so now you're broke as a joke because you've got 3 major life events happening at once. Yes. This rock. So we talked about the rock months ago when they first came out. I said I never paid the rock.
Preface what the rock is.
Okay. So in the South, I don't know if they do this at all in the North. There are probably not because of the snow. So in the South, there's no snow. It's nice out. I have no coat on today. So it's like these rocks, they have these boulders in front of every single school. And to help the PTO, you can rent the rock out for your kid's birthday or special holiday. And you then have to go. When I tell you this boulder is massive, massive. You paint murals on the boulder. There's 3 sides of the boulder. It's insane. So I rent the rock out and Colton's amped, but of course he doesn't want anything normal. The kid wanted a squirrel birthday party, as we've talked about. So let's go nuts. I have to learn how to like freehand squirrels, graffiti art. I'll post pictures of it for our followers so they could see. And I'm like, it's going to be $1 million to hire somebody. I can do this myself. I'm a fine artist, right? You can't start decorating till 4:00. It gets dark at 5. I go and spend $125 on spray paint for this freaking rock. Okay. Me and my cousin are out there freezing cold, spraying the rock. The squirrel was in the wrong spot. I have to spray over it. We have to move him up. Like, it's a whole thing. Halfway through, we realize we don't have enough paint. Meanwhile, my family's back for Sunday. We were doing football. It was during football, the Steelers game, like the last few minutes, like the worst time ever for me. My family's all here, but I take my niece with me, and I love my niece. Like, she cracks me up so much, but she was making me laugh. I was like, Laura, stop. She was like, I don't think that should, it looks okay.
She's like telling you it looks
like judging me. So now I'm like moving things around because my 6.5-year-old niece is judging like my situation. So I'm laughing and I'm like, oh my God, she's just judging me. So we have to order more paint, another $70 worth of spray paint mid painting this rock. Thank God for Instacart. I Instacart more spray paint. The guy is an angel. He has to pretend he goes to my house, comes back to the rock, drops the paint off at the rock. The paint the second time around was way better. We paint the rock. The rock ended up looking pretty fantastic, if I say so myself.
It was definitely really good.
Yeah. And the rock looks pretty good if I don't say so myself. And then, I get home and my friend's like, did you paint the rock? It looks so good, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I hired somebody. I was like, how much? Katie, I could have had this shit done for $75. $75. Someone else could have painted this rock, right? Yeah. Nope. I spent $200 painting a boulder for less than 24 hours. What the hell? And then you have a party, and I invited the whole class because Colton, I'm not gonna lie, my kid, there's a bully in his class. I'm not gonna say the person's name. He didn't want to invite the bully, but he wanted to invite everybody else. I'm like, you can't not invite you have to invite everybody. So we invited everybody. They all there's over 25 kids coming to a birthday party that's only supposed to be for 10 people. So now it's gonna cost me double to do this. I just can't. I can't win right now. And then it's like, I have Excel spreadsheets for that. Yes, no, yes, no. I had autosave off. I lost the spreadsheet. Mind you, my husband's concerns are work, golf, and sex. Like, I'm not going to lie. If anyone's listening to this, like, we've talked about this before. You know my situation. Like, any man. This is any man. Like, good men. My husband's a great husband. Like, when I need help, like on Monday, I really needed help. I was like, can you help me? He came home. He got the kids all done because I had work to do. Like, this is not a dig on my specific husband. It's just their brains, these boxes that they go into, they get to like
thinking of all these extras.
No, like he didn't have to work. He didn't even know Colton had a field trip today. And it's not because he's a bad dad. It's because all the messages go to one parent. And usually that in every household, there's usually one parent who shoulders that, whether you're a stay-at-home dad or a stay-at-home mom, that is the default. And then depending on your work situation, like I was talking to my girlfriend, she's like, her husband does all that. She's like, he does all that for, like, that's his thing. So it's not even like men versus women, I guess. It's more like default parent.
I saw a thing that was for when the kids are little, whoever cuts the fingernails is the default parent.
So me and Jordan both cut the fingernails.
Really?
Yeah. Like it depends on like what's going on. So that means we have a good, we have a
there's like gotta partnership. Another like tweak to that we'll have to think of, like what's something that the default parent would.
Well, that's why I feel like Jordan and I, like you and Ryan are like this too. Like we take, like Jordan drops off it is like more of a partnership. It's not like the everyday stuff. I feel like we split pretty well. It's the like random like stuff, like school stuff, party stuff. Like every day at school right now is a theme day. How am I supposed to do a theme day? And it's fun. The kids love it. That's why.
I know. And then it's like, that's where it all snuck up on us. So like next week for me is going to be a nightmare.
And we're traveling for work. Like you have everybody coming in for work.
All the work stuff. Like me and Ryan planned our annual Christmas party that we throw at our house next week, last week of school for Jack. And like the extra layer of stuff that's come on for me this year is like now, back at Halloween, right? It was a Halloween party. You sign up for something. I thought that was it. Like you sign up and bring in the thing you signed up for.
No.
Jack came home with like all these little goodie bags. So then I felt bad that he didn't give out goodie bags. I don't think it really mattered, but like, what do I not, how do you know? You don't
know until someone tells you or that first year.
Party. And I did, the first week of school was Jack's birthday. So like I made sure there were treats and stuff for his birthday. But then now I'm like tons of pressure to get goodie bags together for all of the kids in his class for the PJ party next week.
Yep.
Then I'm going to have to sign up to bring something in for that. Then I got to get the teachers gifts. I have like other people on my list, like our babysitter. I got like, there's so many people that you add onto the list that like everything like kind of wraps up for me next week. Like everyone's not starting to be off that following week. And I still got to work. Like
I have the 2 weeks, because like school, like, but you're right. Like we still have to, and that's the part, like one of my friends from my Target days that we've stayed like friends throughout time. And she has a little one, like she has 2. So like she just has a 6, she's probably 7 months old now, the littlest one. And it's like the post I actually am going to read it because I feel like it just says it like perfectly. This is what she posted today. Just wondering how moms are supposed to work 9 to 5, drop the kids off at 8 a.m., pick them up by 3 p.m., stay on top of school activities, meal prep, cook dinner, keep the house clean, do laundry, run to extracurriculars, climb the corporate ladder, be a good wife, and still take care of their own body and mental health. And I feel like this is a time of year where that is so much more true because you don't have the capacity for yourself at all. You can't. But when you don't take care of yourself, and that's where mom burnout in January is so real, because we are all, especially Katie, you and I, like overachievers. We thrive on the pressure. Like, give me more. I got it. And then we are I mean, not you maybe, but I am spiteful in terms of like, not in a bad way, but like you tell me I can't do something. You tell me I can't, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it times 10, and then I get myself in over my head and it's like,
and then you try to climb out of it and it's
exhausting.
So difficult. But like, yeah, like you try to get it all done. And like, that's why I'm like, even next week, it's going to be so busy. It's all going to be so fun. And
it's going to be so
fun.
It's
coming from like, I don't want to miss anything either. So I'm also trying to not reschedule, like, move stuff around.
Like next week, I'm going to miss their kindergarten does a gingerbread making contest with both parents. It's the day of our work party. So like I'm not going to go, but you have to miss something.
But
you know what I mean?
Like, why do they wait so long to schedule this stuff? Because like
I found out this week,
we had to book our holiday party for work. I thought, I'm like, okay, perfect. We'll do it in the middle of the week. Like we can't do weekends. Nobody wants to hang out with work people and whatever. We're trying to do something low key. We're even starting it during business hours.
Yes.
And
so everybody could be there.
It's like everyone, like there's a million things that day. And it's like, it's just impossible to like find a day that doesn't.
You could get pulled over like I did for not paying your registration in the middle of Christmas for 3 years, basically. It was $1,500 I had to pay this week for my registration in South Carolina because I forgot. I guess I don't know what I was doing. Get pulled over, and my court date is when we're supposed to be traveling. So then you've got like you said,
extra
like how
things that just layer on
the stuff that we don't plan for, and then there's more.
Yeah, it just all always pops up at once, and then you're like, I don't know. But let's talk about, we were talking about teacher gifts, and I keep getting, like, I'm trying to find some, like, cute inspo.
Calling all teachers, guys. If you're a teacher, listen to this part. Please help us.
And, like, I know, like, Ryan knows what is good, right? Like, a gift card is obviously always going to be best. Like, half the other, like, kitschy stuff that you get is not something, they're not going to use a Christmas coffee mug. Like, they're not going to, whatever. But then I'm like, all right, let me go on TikTok and look for some inspo. These moms are out here like buying Stanley cups, like
I saw that basket,
like all this crazy things. And I'm like, whoa, like I have dollar store budget here. Like, can we do something different? What's another idea?
Well, that's like the biggest. And then depending, like we both have this situation right now. Our kids aren't at the same schools, right? Like, and then they're at after school too. So I've got like 18 teachers that I have to, not 18, but I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teachers, and then like 5 administrators. So like 10 people that you're buying for. If you spend 20 people, like for each, it's an extra $200, but $20 doesn't feel like enough for the people who care for your children.
Right? You want to like take care of them for sure. I mean, Ryan comes home with a lot of like candy for sure, like candy bars, handwritten notes from the kids.
Does he appreciate the handwritten notes? Because I've been trying to think of like what is something
Ryan's
that will
so sentimental though. He saves everything. Like I make him throw things out. I'm like, either it can stay at school or you could throw it out.
He can be cold and can hang out.
Well, now I'm like, I have a craft every day that Jack goes to school that's on my fridge. I need to get one of those like frames that go on your wall that you can like switch all this stuff out. because I've got a new craft every day. I don't have room for the kids at school's notes on my
Also
fridge.
with the crafts, this is a sidebar. So I have the 2 frames, which I do love. I also did the archive kit that I told you about, where you can put all the stuff in, and they make this book, and I got my first one back. But let me tell you, it was like $200 for this book because I also can't throw away the art, but I found a hack. All right. Download the HP app on your phone, and you could take pictures, and they end up looking like they look so good. They'll download onto your phone, and then you could go to Shutterfly or like any of those and order the books for every year, so you don't have to keep them all.
Yeah.
Because it's just, that's clutter. Like, so for Ryan, for the end of the school year, he could take a picture in that app. It's like, we used it for a funeral. Like, the pictures were perfect.
Yeah.
And he could take every single thing, put it in a book 2024, Christmas 2024, or school year 2024.
We're going to have this guy's going to be teaching until he's 100.
Yeah. Well, 1 a year. So like you could have 100 books instead of 400 pieces of paper.
Or that can go in the recycling.
That's true. You can recycle them. I'm
like mean with things though. Like I'm a thrower away. Like I throw everything away.
Yeah, I try, but I like get sentimental as well. But
the Jack stuff I'm sentimental about. Like I've gotten to that point. So anyway, it's all hard. But then I'm like, so I've been trying to figure out like teacher gifts. Yeah, like how do you set a budget on that? I mean, I don't really think you have to spend over $10 on a teacher. I mean, sure, they will appreciate anything, but like Ryan's got 25 kids in his class. If they're all going 25 gifts, I mean.
Yeah, but like in the South, man, I'm not talking shit about Southern people. I love my Southern people, but they do things big. Everything. Like, think about it. Like, everything's big. And I do feel like I'm keeping up with the Joneses sometimes, and I can't right now. Like, I just can't. Yeah. I'm not in that phase of life. And my older neighbors, I remember them saying, because it was actually like around Christmas, they were decorating for Christmas. They got professional lights hung up in their 70s and 80s. I remember him looking at me being like, Danielle, like, this is the phase of life we're in. You're in a different, you need to like be where you're at. Like, don't understand that there's going to come a day where you're not going to have like, you're going to have all the money, but no one to spend it on, or you're going to not have the handprints on the windows and you're going to miss them. So like, I know we always talk about mindset, but like, it is tough, but I don't want to be the person that doesn't give a good enough gift. But I also want to know what teachers actually want. Like, do you care about the presentation?
They want.
Would you rather just get a gift card? No. And to where? Do you want Starbucks? Do you want Amazon? Do you want?
That's individual to the teacher, I think. You could have Colton ask the teacher.
Yeah, like
Ryan's kids ask him all the time, what do you want? Or they just ask Colton, like, does he have a coffee cup? Like, does he walk around? Like, what does he do? Because like these kids see Ryan with his bougie ass Starbucks.
Oh, that's a good idea. Because Colton knows he loves Ohio. So like, he's always like, Ohio State.
So like Ryan always he's got Bill's stuff all in his classroom. So the kids bring like any Bill's set that they can find. The one good gift that Ryan got one year from one of his faves was a custom Yeti that said Mr. Fitz.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Ryan still uses it. That was cool. But that's like an excessive gift. I don't think you need to be doing that if you have multiple
honestly,
teachers,
sometimes though, you're like, would that just be easier for me? The mental load, like knowing that I got one thing that's
order one thing and be done.
Order one thing and be done.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I really think gift cards are the way to go with it for the most part, because that's what Ryan will be able to use. Like, by the time you spend even $25 on anything, like, you're going to get like a little gift set or something that they're probably not going to use. So yeah, I think that's the best advice. And I will stand by, I've said it on this podcast before, but if you have little kids, like going through the dollar store and letting them pick out gifts for other people is the best. I spent so much less money, family, last year, and letting Jack do that than like me try to find that little gift from Jack to them, like something that's real. Like, they just want the thought of,
and they
like,
honestly, they want to know what he thought of them. Like they do. But, and that's where I think, that's something like you did that makes your mental load a little bit easier.
Right.
Like because people don't care. And that's like one of the things like that you struggle with during the season too. Like, you put so much pressure on yourself to get the perfect like gift for someone, because you really do appreciate them and you love them. But like, there comes a time where it's like, it's not the thought but it is like, depending on what phase that you're in or what's going on, like trying to make the holiday less about like the things and more about like the people. I don't know. Like, it's just
the moments, being.
We got a tree because I wanted that moment. I told you I had a real tree this year.
Yes.
$180.
Everyone's complaining about how expensive they are.
$180.
Why is a tree so expensive?
Because we keep cutting them down.
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's crazy. I don't think we'll do a real tree.
It is so. I remember.
I'm sure it's really cute, but like, yeah, it's not.
Well, just watching my son be an exact replica of me, like I always wanted, like, no one's gonna pick. He found one that was laying on the ground, like no one's gonna take that one, and like, so of course we got it. It ended up being beautiful. It's missing like half the back, but the front, like, it's perfect. So like, but that was so cute of him to like see that. But $180, man, that's like half. That's half of.
I mean, yeah,
Christmas.
Seriously, like that's like
just making memories. You know, we're just trying to make some memories. And I know we talked about Christmas in our last podcast too, but it's like, I can't think other than work and the holidays. I can't think of anything else. And now I'm sitting here at nighttime, laying in bed, scrolling through squirrel party decorations.
Wait, did Colton get our gift?
No, not yet.
And I think it got delivered yesterday.
It did? So I'll have to look.
It's probably on your porch.
I'll look. It might be in the mailbox too.
Yeah, you should check your mail every now and then.
Yeah. I'll look. Is he going to love it?
You're going to love it too.
I can't wait.
It's like so dumb, but I thought it's squirrel related.
Yeah. Dumb is perfect. Like that's the thing about like our kids. Like they just dumb. But I got like if you're watching, you can see, I think they're right here. But like he wanted these, because then you have these parties that cost you $4 billion and then you have to get gifts for the kids, right? Like everybody that comes. It's like I could have taken you to Disney World at this point. For your kids. Yeah, like I could have taken you to Disney World. So these are the keychains, like the squirrel keychains he wanted to get. But I think I'm just going to do this. And then like a little like thank you thing in a baggie and like a couple stickers, because I ordered like stickers for $6.99. And like the parents are like, people I've asked, they're like, kids, and it's so true. Wait till your kids get into kindergarten, like the running things and like the thons or whatever. Kids love freaking keychains. It's so weird. And it's like, all right, I'll do that. But some parents, some of my friends are awesome. Like we have a frozen like camelback. Mm-hmm. She got every kid a frozen like she's really good at this stuff though. And she works too. So it's like not like she has all this time. Like, no, mom, let's be fair. If you're listening to this, no mom has any time on their hands, working or not working. Because if you're not working, you don't get to disappear at all. But like, it's just, she does such a good job. I'm like, oh, I want to do something really cool. But now I have 25 kids coming. I can't buy 25. If I had 10 kids, like we're talking about.
Like,
by the time you make a gift bag, it's $10. So if you did a $10 cool thing, but then it's like, no, you're getting a keychain kit and some ice cream.
Pre-done gift bags from that. I do need some white elephant gift ideas. Do you have anything up your sleeve that is a good gift idea for that?
So white elephant, like for males and females, or just
joint
only?
Like it's all my friends, like all our friends that are coming.
Well, I mean, depends if you want gag gifts or real gifts. So last year at our exchange, I got, sorry if this is inappropriate to you guys, but I got a decanter and I like loved it. Like it was like a gag gift, but like it's hilarious. Yep. But like good gifts wise, I think
it could be both. Like, so it's only $25.
$25. Like we're doing that. Like this year, we're not doing like a white elephant. We're doing like the girls' favorite things party. We got matching jammies. I'm not going to say what my gifts are because it'll give it away. Yeah. But like, I feel like if you did, they sell this at Target now. That's called the Adventure Challenge. Have you seen those? I got them. Like Jordan got them one year for me.
Like a game?
It's a book for the year, and there's like different date night ideas. So like, and it tells you like this one's going to be like if you need an at-home date night, low budget, whatever, and you scratch it off. They're actually really fun. Or like, like one of the ones Jordan and I did was we had to go to 3 different. This was like an go out one, like 3 different restaurants, one for an appetizer, one for dinner, and one for a dessert, and you had to use a different accent at each place. Like you had a different persona at each place. And then there's like at-home ones where you like make popcorn and like you pick it like. But it's cute because you don't know what you're going to do and you have to do whatever's on there. And it's like a little book and it gives you like ideas all year. So like, especially for parents who are like, also there's a dirty Telestrations that we played over Thanksgiving. It's under $25. It's called Telestrations After Dark. Do you know what that game is?
No. Is it like Pictionary kind of like you draw?
We used to call it like, we played it with Jordan's family, not the dirty version. So you basically get a word or a phrase and you have to like draw it, and then you hand it to the next person and they have to guess what it is. Then they hand it to the next person and they like draw what that person guessed. You can play with up to 8 players, and by the end of it, it's like telephone but with pictures.
Okay. And
it's really funny. So that's like a fun, like really fun game night.
That's a good game. I saw one that there's a really funny one that I'll tell you after that me and Brian are going to do for one of ours that we thought's funny. I was going to do it for work, but we can't because I don't think it's that.
Well, we have the white elephant for work, and I've been thinking about it. Like, that game would be so fun for work, but like, am I going to fire myself when HR is violated?
I mean, there's really no HR at this joint.
Well, it's right. She's right here. She's not like the best, so
she lets anything go. It all goes.
Oh no, it's like,
yeah, but like that's another thing. All next week, I have three white elephant gifts to get. Then Ryan's school, luckily he already gave me what he needs for it, but they do Secret Santa for his school. So he's got somebody completely random in his school that I don't know. Because of course I'm buying the gifts, Ryan's not buying the gifts. And they do 4 gifts through the week. You get a gift every day through the last
that
week.
That would stress me the hell out.
I'm like, oh my God.
We did that at Target once.
I have to get 4 gifts for this woman. Put it all like have that all ready for the week after. Like there's just so many things. And then like we haven't even gotten the boys to meet Santa yet. I have to make Christmas cookies.
Yeah, well, I have to make Christmas cookies because Colton has to do a project on it, and that's the one tradition. He's like, cookies, Mom, let's make cookies. So I'm like, oh my God.
They're called the Break and Bakes.
And that's due next week. Or at the end of the week when I'm traveling for work.
Does he have to like write out what he
Yes, we have to do a full project.
He's gonna write, I broke out the cookie dough and put it.
So no, we make like when we do cookies, like we make we just do the sugar cookies. We actually make them. You know the Kraft mac and cheese story. Like when they made the recipe book that one year for Christmas, and he wanted, what's your favorite thing Mommy makes? And he said,
Kraft mac and cheese.
We cut the picture right out.
Good.
Put it on there. No one ever said anything about it. I was like, someone's gonna call me about this shit because this is embarrassing. But it's what he loves.
What are they going to say? Like, that's what he likes. Sorry.
I don't know, man. I feel like the gift thing next week, like, is tough because you're, like you said, you're like trying to think and you want it to be meaningful and you don't want your white elephant gift to be the one that nobody fights for.
Yeah, like the loser gift that,
but then you're also like, worst case scenario, people love coffee, people love Amazon, like Home Depot, like you get the gift card and people fight over that because it's a good. The only white elephant gifts that really like slap, is that the new word we're using? Like, I don't know, like,
sure,
whatever.
Make it up.
Like, they are the gift cards because everyone likes a gift card. They get whatever they want.
Right.
A deal. Like, you got a steal on something awesome. Like, say a Nawala bottle sounds dumb, but like.
An iPod.
An iPod.
In the office.
Yeah. And then the T-bone. That episode's so cute. But anyway.
It's the best. It's the best.
But like, yeah, like you get a great deal on something and it's like cheap. You got it cheaper so everybody wants it because it's worth more, or it's hilarious. And you have that funny person. Like, remember Snoop Dogg? We had 2 Snoop Dogg cookbooks and everybody fought over them last year.
That's actually a really good one. So if you're looking for one, that's a good one. Yeah, it's always the booze. So when we first started doing our like annual Christmas party, we've been on like a 3-year hiatus because of the kids.
Get weird.
Weird. And it used to be like a white elephant with booze. Like you brought liquor, and it had to be at least $25, and we did that. The first year we did it, it was so funny because we were like 25 and like everyone was like, who cares? Well, whatever. And then like the whole point is that we would do it and then everyone would open their bottle. We'd taste like the random things that people would buy.
Ooh, I love that.
And like do that. Then like the second year, it was all bottles of Tito's or like nice bottles of red wine or like just nothing random. Like it was literally like a gift exchange of Tito's. So like
everyone's just getting each other booze.
There was like the occasional whiskey or like whatever, but we were like, okay, like that's it. Like we can't do that anymore because nobody wants to do funny, like one year someone got a whole handle of like Seagram's gin.
Yeah.
And like we were like, who's going to drink a handle of gin? Or then there was like, it was actually the first year that peanut butter whiskey, the Screwball whiskey.
Oh yeah.
It was one of those. And we were all like, oh my God, we all want to try that. Like, and it was cool.
So everybody got it.
Like, now I'm like, I don't want to try anything.
Yeah, no, I want a nice espresso martini. So maybe like an espresso martini making kit. They sell the kits now.
I think that's what I'm going to do for the work one.
Because that's like really fun.
I posted one in our like gift guides. I posted like the mix and the mini bottles. I think I'm going to do that for my work one.
This is really dumb, but obviously I do it or I wouldn't be sitting here. Like I got these like coloring books and like those new markers, like the set of markers, like because we've got a little bit of an obsession with good pens, good markers. Yes. Yes. And it's just like a fun little like thing to do. So like that's like a weird one, but I do think that like espresso martinis are hot right now, or like a spicy margarita kit or something.
Yes.
nice set of
Any alcohol things like
cups.
glasses.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's pretty cups at Marshall's that I want really bad. I'm praying to God someone buys them for me.
I have the stemless ones that are like kind of like that, but I want like the real ones. But I don't drink wine either, so why do I need that? I mean, my gosh, if I was pregnant right now, I would lose my mind, and everyone that I know is pregnant. So watch out, because it's like if you're friends with me, you're pregnant, I guess.
Don't drink the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pregnant for
like I'm good.
Like for Daisy during the holidays, and that was a tough go. But
you were like real pregnant.
Real pregnant. I mean, I went into labor on New Year's.
Yeah.
So day.
As Ryan called it, the terminal stages of pregnancy.
Yeah, my geriatric terminal stages of pregnancy. I do think though, like I see all these people posting like their babies under the Christmas tree, and both of Katie and I, our husbands are snip snapped dunzo. So like that's off the table for us from our husbands right now. So it's not like it's gonna happen. But like seeing the babies under the tree with I'm like, man, that is such a special time of the year.
It is. It's so. I remember Colton was like an infant for your guys' first Christmas.
Fresh.
And like Jack was 3 months. And it's just, you don't really understand how cute it is when they don't move.
Yeah, they're just laying there. It's great.
None of the decorations have changed. Like, you're not worried about the school. And every phase has its challenges, right? Like, you're also super sleep deprived and dealing with postpartum if your baby's that little. So like that's way worse.
You're still wearing a diaper at that point. I was.
Yeah. I had a diaper on at Christmas.
It's great.
Yeah. So like they're all hard, but then you always look at the different phases of like, oh, I remember that.
They're all fun. And like we talked about the elf, like as they get older, I saw someone, it was hilarious. I'm going to try and figure out how to do this, but they let their 11-year-old hide Freddy or Bingo for the younger kid. So like they're in charge of moving it, and they put it over like, where the water comes out of your fridge, they taped him up so that when you press the water, it looks like he's peeing. And I'm like, well, if you could continue to do stuff like that. And then we had a coworker who was on a call, and her and her boyfriend, she hides the elf for him. They're in their 20s.
Yeah.
Like she's hiding the elf for him still to this day. Like, hey, have fun with it, but at the end of the day, I think like the biggest thing that like I feel is that's ringing true for everybody right now. Like Katie and I normally talk all the time. And we haven't even been able to catch up on what's going on in our lives because it's just been so hectic and so crazy. And I feel like this is a time of connectedness and love and joy, and all us moms are out there. Like I was crying at brunch on Black Friday. It's my one day to shop, and I got wrapped up and I didn't get what I wanted done. And I'm sitting there with everyone I love crying because I'm stressed out. Like, what's wrong with that's not okay. Like, that is not okay.
No, you can't lose sight during these few weeks of that. You have to make some like time for, a girl dinner, mom dinner, go by yourself.
Me and my best friend here, we wrap gifts together. So we go drink.
That's like my goal is to like go to a hotel and wrap all the gifts and do that.
We sleep over her house.
That's the best. Like that. I want to be one of those people, like, if we didn't have so many gifts, that me and you could like go fly somewhere and like stay in a hotel, wrap all our gifts and like ship them back to our house. So like,
wouldn't that be
to that level?
Amazing. Yeah, we're gonna get there someday, and then anybody's invited who wants to come.
Yeah.
But or we just plan, like when we get to this point, we plan a trip after the holiday that's just us, where we go decompress.
Get out of here. I know.
And whoever wants to come to that can come too. But I think it's just trying to find like the time for yourself so that you don't burn out by the time Christmas comes, because it's for you too. Like we do all this stuff to see the joy because that's what brings us joy. But there's so many moving parts. And also you can't feel bad if you miss something. Like I've missed like 5 things, but I didn't miss the important things. Like these little elfing gifts, I got them. They're going to be there by the date.
You're going to get it done.
But I didn't
work. Like get your list together for work, get the things that you need to wrap up and get it in order. If you're in sales, that sucks.
So, I know, I'm swoop.
But work is also, I was on a webinar yesterday where they were talking about like, this is a burnout month for work. So if you're in a really stressed position where this is the closeout of the year, that's even harder. And having any energy after that seems insane. And sometimes you have to say no to the extra parties or get-togethers or whatever so that you can decompress and just get on what really is.
Yeah.
But
pick and choose your battles. Try to have some good times. If you're a teacher, like we said, give us some ideas. If you have any good,
right.
Please tag us. The other thing is tag us in your
Elf,
if you are Team Elf, please tag us in your good ones. I'll leave us with a hilarious idea that Rachel did last night. Rachel and Joe, because all our kids are like, we're at the age of like skibbity bop bop skibbity toilet. So terrifying. Right. They put a picture of that guy on the back of the toilet and wrote skibbity toilet and put Bingo or their elf, like there's a snowflake, taped him in the toilet. So he's like popping out of the toilet. So when they go to open to pee, it's going to say skibbity toilet. And I think that's hilarious. So share those things, tag at From 9 to Mom, so that we can then share with our listeners and we know what to do with our little new friends. You better watch out. Better not cry. Santa Claus is coming to town, guys.
I do think you should start singing on this podcast.
You want me to start?
Other podcasts I listen to, they sing a little bit, and I think it adds to
it. Are they real songs? Like, are they like, do they make, you got songs that I sing in my head?
Like anything, both. They like do both. And the one girl's a really good singer. The other one like can't sing at all. And I don't think I'll ever sing on this podcast. Like I'm just not.
You're going to sing.
Gonna bring that energy.
We're going to sing. On the next podcast, we're going to do the challenge where we try to hit the defying gravity note.
Can you imagine?
We're doing it. I can't hit it.
If we get to like 5,000 followers, I'll do it.
We'll do like a Travis Kelce, like Jason Kelce, like song thing.
Yeah.
Katie and I will rate a song.
This will turn into a karaoke podcast.
ChatGPT will rate us a song, and then we're going to sing it for you guys.
A mom song about
Santa Claus coming to town. I got this. Don't worry, guys. Look out for the song dropping next week.
With that, let's clock out and clock back into the 9 to 5.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.